What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spot Show podcast. This is, of course, an independent wrestling podcast with a few pit stops along the way. How is everybody doing? I am your host, Jim Minton, Dickie Wabash, and joining me this week is befuddled Jason V. He is currently looking around his room like something might be going on. Is everything okay over there?
That's a good name, though, befuddled. I'm like, no, I just survived the hailstorm.
Yeah.
So I had to pull over at a Dairy Queen because like inch wide hailstones. I got videos of it. I sent you one. But
yeah, I saw that.
It was terrorizing the whole town. I couldn't even see a couple feet in front of my face. So I go to Dairy Queen for shelter.
Of course.
While people were in the drive-thru, mind you.
Let me officially welcome you to hosting the Spot Show podcast, because notoriously Madrox and I have had to dodge bad weather and have been, not even dodge it, yes, but we've also been in the middle of bad weather before, where we're literally recording and Madrox is hearing tornado sirens going off. Or there was an old episode of the podcast, I don't remember how far back it was, where it was literally called the Storm Chasing Pizza Party podcast. Where,
I remember that one.
Yeah, it was an old one where we literally sat in my living room, had the windows open, waiting for this big, massive storm to come in, and we were just eating pizza. And we had the battery-powered recorder, so we were going to be able to keep recording even if we lost power. But we never did lose power. But one of these episodes, and I hope I'm not doing a foreshadowing here with what happens to you, because I don't necessarily know how the storms are in your area now. But
today's not terrible. We just got upgraded to a 2 out of 5 risk.
Okay.
Tomorrow, you are in a 3 out of 5, and I just moved slightly north to a 4 out of 5.
So
not super excited.
With all that being said, Madrox was in the middle of a storm one time, and we were literally just, as the podcast was going on, waiting for him to drop. We had just stopped recording, and he lost power. And I think it was on a paid show. I think I had to finish out the paid show without him. I don't remember, but here's the thing that's nuts to me now is that I am looking back on the history of this podcast to a time so long ago that I don't remember it. That's how long this podcast has been around. And that is where things get into perspective, and it really messes with you, because we're doing Remember When with Spot Show. And wow, we've been around like 3.5 years.
That's a pretty cool thing if you think about it. But it's also a little sad because, I mean, all this stuff kind of blurs together.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like when it was you and Madrox. It's like, oh, Madrox and I did this and this. And it's like, I don't remember if that was episode 4 or 48. I don't know. Also, with the whole Stormcast 2026, the at day of recording, the bad day is tomorrow. But by the time you hear this, the bad day was yesterday. I hope we're still alive.
So welcome to the world of pre-recording podcasts. That's where it gets a little bit weird, of where we're talking about something that is coming up, but by the time that people already hear it, it would have already happened. And now, if they're on the Patreon, then they are hearing us foreshadowing this thing as it's happening. But if they wait and hear it on the public feed, then it's like, oh, that happened yesterday. So
that's a lot of mental math.
It really is. It's like, I think Kevin Nash was talking about, like, with the booking of Thunder and Nitro, is that Thunder would air after Nitro or something, or that they would tape Thunder a week ahead of time, but they had to do Nitro live. So they had to account what was going to be live on this Nitro for this thing that was booked 2 days ahead or something. I may be overcomplicating that, but I think it was something along those lines.
Oh, I know of other situations. I didn't know about Nitro and Thunder being like that, but there's been different TV deals, old WCW specifically. There would be a lot of Saturday night stuff that they would do live events, because they would tape. I might be in the same boat you are with this, but with mixed information, but they would tape a certain amount of tapings all in one day. So we're talking like absurd amount, like probably 10 or 15 tapings, possibly more if I remember right. And then they'd have to figure out who the champions were, when they were going to win the titles, lose the titles, all that stuff. And then there'd be different people. It'd be like a tag champion. I think Shane Douglas was a tag champion, and then they had to his contract was up, and then they had to go ahead and retcon it.
That has been recent, though, something like that happened in NXT. And I say recent, it was probably 10 years ago at this point.
That's pretty recent compared to what we're talking about.
No shit, yeah. But where Johnny Gargano won the North American Championship and then lost it to Velveteen Dream. But they filmed 2 endings where Gargano retained or Gargano lost it. And it was like 4 weeks ahead or something. So Gargano's reign was technically only a day, but it was something different. It was, I don't remember, there was something wonky with the booking of that. I don't really remember.
That reminds that like the whole Universal title match for WrestleMania, Goldberg and Strowman.
Yeah.
Because they sent Strowman over there to win the title. And then they put Goldberg on retainer because they thought maybe Roman could do it for real. And so Strowman won the title, but he wasn't the champion until he saw it on TV, which is wild. Could you imagine? I'm the Universal Champion,
I think,
but I don't know if I am or not. Like I have it, I want it, I remember this, but I'm remembering the future.
You're messing with my head, man.
I know it's hurting.
It's way too. That's why when it comes to booking Mad Bash Wrestling, I'm just like straight across the board. We're not doing. We did let me. I have a fun story for Paid Show actually that involves some booking with Mad Bash Wrestling. Don't let me forget that. But so quick little to back up a little bit here. One thing that I don't think that we have really explored anytime that you've been on here, but I know that you've actually become a big, I don't necessarily want to say fan, but you've fallen into the rabbit's nest hole of like storm.
Yes.
It's the rabbit's nest of like the storm chasing or YouTube meteorologists or whatever you want to call it. And you have kind of become, I'm going to call it an armchair expert on storms. So what does that mean overall? Like when a storm is coming, what is, and maybe you're out of this rabbit's nest as we're calling it. Maybe you've moved on from this trend. I don't know.
No, not at all.
But so what does this mean? Put me in your shoes. You are Brian. It is about to be a really bad storm, according to the internet. Walk me through it.
So, you know the little bookmarks bar on your browser. My number one bookmark is the weather, like the severe weather thing, the NOAA weather deal. And so I clicked that. Anytime that there's just a breath of like, hey, we might have a bad storm coming up. So I'll click that and I'll see where it is. And it'll show you the outlooks for the next few days. And this one that's coming up tomorrow and yesterday, because we're in 2 different timelines at the same time right now. But the one that's coming up tomorrow / yesterday is we just got moved from a 3 to a 4 out of 5. So my local station, they prefer to use it out of 10. And 8 out of 10 sounds a lot scarier than 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
But this one is I guess it's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts. There's enough atmospheric fuel, and because I'm a nerd, so I'm pulled over at the Dairy Queen while Sub-Zero rains his fury down upon me. And then I look up at the sky and I say to myself in my car, and I look up, I go, okay, maybe this will go ahead and take out some of that atmospheric fuel for tomorrow, and we're not going to get the real bad stuff. So but I would definitely say I'm definitely in the trenches with this. I don't want to be out there. I don't want to do storm chasing or any of that stuff. I'm scared enough, mostly because I live in a house that is basically very well folded paper, so it will collapse at some point. So hopefully we're all okay. But yeah, definitely I'm in that world. Usually I have the local weather channel here on one window, and then on the opposite window I have the Ryan Hall y'all national weather channel. And I know if he's saying things like Danville, Champaign, Terre Haute, I'm like, all right, these are buzzwords that I don't want to be hearing right now, because if he's talking about you, you got to be watching out.
Yeah.
I also have 3 different weather apps on my phone.
So why? When did this start? Like, has this always been something, or?
I don't know. It's I do know. Hold on. There was a tornadic supercell that was going over Georgetown, and that was 2021, and it was happening at like midnight. So I get the notification, and it says that there's a tornado warning, for your area, and it's from the the local weather station. At that point, that's the only one that I had. And then I had to go over to my mom and dad's house next door, because theirs is like better folded paper. So I'm over there, and we're watching. I just start looking at YouTube, and then I got unrealistically angry at Play-Doh.
Go on.
I'll explain. Using the weather app to find out if there is a tornadic supercell over your head, you have to refresh. And when you would refresh, it redoes the ad. That's not a thing that I want an ad for. And it was constantly trying to sell me Play-Doh while I'm trying to figure out if there's a funnel cloud over my head. So after that, I looked into it. I started digging a little bit. I found the couple of weather channels that I would watch, and then I got the apps that I trusted. I even paid for one. It was like $8, but it's a solid one. Radar Omega. I also use WeatherWise now. WeatherWise is free for download. You can go ahead and grab you one right now. Not sponsored, but
hashtag
hopefully, maybe
one day, maybe, you never know.
Maybe you never know. So that's where it started. I forgot that's where it started until we started talking about it. So thanks.
Yeah, I remember we all got together. I want to say it was Memorial Day weekend 2 years ago, which I try to block that entire weekend out of my brain because it was just a not good weekend. But I believe that's when it was. But I remember I was like cooking for everyone. That was the one where Cecil ate all the food. Remember? Well,
I'm glad you specified that, because it's usually the one where Cecil eats all the food.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. But
I do remember that one specifically. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, I'm out on the grill. I'm out on the grill making smash burgers for everyone. And we're talking about the weather and just simply like passing like standard small talk stuff. And then you walk over to me. This is ingrained in my brain. This is a core memory of our friendship. You walk over to me with your hands in your pockets and you're looking down and you go, so the reason that the weather has been like this is because there's been and then you just start spewing this like scientific, and I'm just like, oh yeah, cool. And I'm just
there's an excess amount of CAPE, convective available potential energy, in the atmosphere right now. And tomorrow / yesterday, that was when it's supposed to be maximized, like we're topped out.
So you would not you wouldn't be a storm chaser.
No.
You wouldn't want to go out there and actually be in the trenches, literally in the trenches, and just watching these things form.
No, armchair quarterback.
Okay, fair.
Armchair quarterback. Same reason as you know what? You gonna watch some of those cave diving videos? Sure. Go ahead and do it. I don't really want to go there.
Me there. You got me there, brother.
So, like I said, I'm terrified enough for these things just because if I get displaced, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like my only go-to would be going to my mom's house, but she's right next door. So if I'm displaced, chances are she's displaced as well.
Yeah, chances are there was enough damage done that the whole area is pretty much destroyed. So
Exactly.
what would you do in that situation? Man, storms are terrifying to me. Mother Nature in general is terrifying to me because we can't control it.
No, it'll humble you.
Yeah, it really will. I mean, unless you're Jesse Ventura and you believe that we are controlling the weather with the HARP system. I think it was the HARP system that he said was controlling the weather. Right. I can't remember.
Like the Hadron Collider or something?
No.
Or is that a totally different thing?
That's a totally different thing.
That's fine.
Yeah, it is what it is. But no, man, I just find it fascinating. Like I've said that one of my favorite things is to find out what people are into and hear them talk about the thing that they're really into. So just like, I don't think you and I have really talked in depth about why you're currently in this obsessive about the weather era.
I just like to know. I like knowledge. I like to know things. And that's a thing that, like, it's going to be the most important possible thing in the world today. And in 2 days, it might be nothing.
Well, I think subliminally, and I don't know if subliminally is the right word, but I know what I mean here, is subconsciously, and I mean, they're kind of the same thing. What is the one thing that always comes up in small talk? Weather.
Nice weather we're having.
Yes. So I think that it may just in the general populace might come from something like that, of where it's nice weather we're having. And then you can go, well, actually, there might be some tornadic activity in a couple of days, but we don't really know for sure. There's a lot of pressure going on in the upper atmosphere.
I do my best to not be the well actually guy.
Well, I hate well actuallys.
Yeah, I catch myself doing it sometimes. And I'm like, oh no, don't do that. But
yeah,
I do my best not to.
I used to be really bad about it. There was this guy that I used to be friends with, and I am not friends with him anymore. And I think that anytime literally every time, and I know that I'm saying literally, but I don't mean figuratively. I mean literally every time that you would have a discussion with him, you would make your point, and he would go, well, no. And then he would then proceed into, and this is not anyone that was in the business, for the record. This is someone that was a citizen who I genuinely do not like.
But we all have somebody like that.
Oh,
that we know.
You have to.
It's universal.
I'm going to tell you, and I love this man so much, but Oliver Kane I don't think he's doing it intentionally. At least he tells me he's not doing it intentionally, but he has almost ruined movies. Like I can't think of one specifically, but there have been movies that we've been talking about, like whether it be upcoming or like a past movie. He's done it with shows. He's done it with different things, of where he points out one little thing about it, and then I'm like, you just fucking ruined it for me. You just ruined it for me. And I don't know if he intentionally does it or if it's just like a subconscious thing. But
so are we talking like the Starbucks cup that was in Game of Thrones type thing? Or one I saw recently was when Millie Bobby Brown was doing Enola Holmes. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah. So that early 19th century gel set on her fingernails.
A bit of column A, bit of column B. Like it's things that you don't really think about. Usually it's with agendas of movies, of where like he'll point out like what a thing they might be doing in a movie is, and it's like, God damn it, you pointed it out to me and now it's ruined. The big one that we were just talking about is this new Odyssey movie, and he pointed out that it's essentially Oscar bait. And I'm like, fuck, you just ruined. He hasn't ruined me. He hasn't ruined me yet. I'm not going to allow him to ruin this movie for me because I'm excited for the Odyssey. But I was already kind of shaky on it to begin with, because in one of the trailers it shows John Barenthal and he's just playing John Barenthal going, let me ask you about Odysseus. What you know about Odysseus? Let me ask you something, man. I don't trust naps. Like, it's just like that. He didn't say that verbatim, but there is the line he goes, what you know about Odysseus? And it's just like, why are you talking like John Barenthal in Greek mythology? That is not how they would talk.
Yeah. To be fair, that's his best character though.
Me ask you something. And then we got talking about how, okay, here's a little conversation that we can have. Who is your favorite actor that just only plays himself in every movie? I can think of two specifically. I wouldn't call them my favorite actors, but I can think of, they're just so, like, I'll bury the lead here. John Barenthal. He plays himself in everything, and he somehow makes it work.
Yeah. He's definitely not my favorite, but the low-hanging fruit in this conversation will be Seth Rogen. Every Seth Rogen is Seth Rogen.
Oh, I didn't even think about him.
So for the most part, like a James Franco is very similar.
Yeah.
I just gave you, I just got you involved in it's a little bit of a rabbit nest.
Yeah, but we can get into that on Paid Ski.
Can we? All right.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, well, then the preview is there is a new James Franco conspiracy theory.
Bum, bum, bum.
More if you give us $5. And by us, I mean Dickie, because I don't have that money.
Yeah. So Vince Vaughn also plays himself in every
Vince
movie.
Vaughn. Owen Wilson. If you're going to go ahead and go Vince Vaughn, you got to do Owen Wilson.
I love that. There was on Twitter, there was years ago, you remember this, we shared it all the time. It was a compilation of Owen Wilson saying, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I like John Barenthal. I think that he is the best at playing himself. Like, what I mean by this is, if you look at Vince Vaughn, for example, he's just Vince Vaughn. But John Barenthal is able to adjust to whatever scene that he might be in, or whatever movie or show that he might be in. But it's John Barenthal adapted to that environment, if that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes, you don't want these guys to go out of that comfort zone. I mean, you don't, case in point, so this is a conversation I've had with you in the past. I've had with a bunch of other people that never cared enough, but I think it was a missed opportunity to not cast Matthew McConaughey as Carnage in the Venom movie.
Yeah.
And that's because Matthew McConaughey is a fantastic, creepy, just sleazy killer. He's a good heel, is what he is. And there's a movie called Killer Joe. And I watched that one. I was like, that's my case right there. He plays a guy named Joe who is
a killer.
Spoiler, the killer. And he's such a good job in there. Now, I didn't know that until recently, but the original one that I started, hanging my hat on was he was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the new generation or next generation. And that one wasn't a good movie, but he was great in that movie. And he also just looks like Cletus Cassidy. So
I agree.
They ended up going with Woody Harrelson, and on paper, that was cool. But, I mean, he's got a ridiculous wig, and he's not Natural Born Killers Woody Harrelson anymore. He's just like, I'm Woody Harrelson doing a character, if that makes any sense. Like, it's almost like he's an actor, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tune into the Spot Show podcast for hot takes on 5-year-old movies, or however old that movie is. How old is Maximum Carnage? That's got to be 22.
Maybe something like that. Yeah. So I think Venom was 2018.
Something.
So it's got to be, probably right around 2021, 2022. That sounds right.
All
If
I
I
know
wasn't on
is,
my phone right now, I can go ahead and look it up on IMDb.
yeah, that's a good little teaser. We can get into it here in the second half. Some of you might notice that V's audio is a little bit different than it normally is. Technical difficulties over there at MadBash Studios, Georgetown.
What this is now?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, man, but I get what you mean with the Woody Harrelson thing, and like it kind of goes into what I mean with my John Barenthal thing of where he's John Barenthal, but within the context of the movie, show, or scene. Like it's always the me ask you some, man, but it's like I'm Shane from The Walking Dead, or I'm from The Bear, or I'm Punisher, or whatever. And
I didn't know he was in The Bear. I didn't get that far.
yeah, he is Mikey, the brother that launches the whole thing because he kills himself. The bear, I think his name's Mikey. Am I right? Yeah, Mikey is his name. But they just released they just released a short film. It's kind of a short film, if you want to call it that, called Gary. And it's a prequel to The Bear, and it's Eben Moss Bachrach and John Barenthal playing their roles, and it's them going on a trip to Gary, and it really shows and explains like the control that Michael really had over the entire family, and it really sets up The Bear really good. But yeah, Bear's a fantastic show. I
didn't get far
it.
enough. I tapped out. I was just looking at it and I was like, I don't care about this. I don't care. And then I had to tap out.
I loved it, man. I absolutely loved it. But I'm going to tell you what I love a lot is the Spot Show podcast. Each and every week, my friends and I get together and we talk about the wacky world of independent wrestling and everything in between. But I think that might be changing because I don't know how much wrestling we actually talk about anymore. Oh, well.
We can try.
It is what it is. We are, of course, back from vacation. We're going to be getting into our vacations a little bit when we get into the second half of this podcast. But if you like what we are doing here, you can, of course, go on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios. Back us at the $5 tier. Starting at the $5 tier, you're going to get everything that we do early and ad-free for less than a cup of coffee. That's how you keep the microphones on and the envelopes full. I get it, though. Sometimes you don't have the extra money you can toss our way. That is completely fine. There are free ways that you can support us. The best way, go to madbashstudios.com. There you will find links to all of our social media. The big one that we're really trying to push lately is go to our YouTube account. Give us a subscribe. Give us hit that bell so that you can get the notifications when we upload. Go to the podcast there on the YouTube. Leave us a like and leave us a comment. Let us know what your favorite John Barenthal movie is. And let us know what your favorite, let me ask you something, is. You can go there. We've got tons of Mad Bash Wrestling content, Mad Bash Studios content, all of that over Mad Bash Studios on YouTube. Of course, go to the Facebook page, Mad Bash Studios on Facebook. Stay up to date with everything that Mad Bash has got going on. Go to your favorite podcasting platform. Leave us a 5-star written review. Help us get into the algorithm and the eyes of people. Share us with someone that you think would enjoy what we are doing here. Dates and plugskis. Mad Bash Wrestling will be returning at the end of summer. We do not have a date yet. We have got a date in the works. Trust me, stick around. Mad Bash Wrestling is going to be back from our summer vacation, and you are not going to want to miss what we have in store for you. Also, over on the Patreon at the $10 tier. Mad Bash Wrestling Event Horizon is available completely ad-free. You can also go over there, and we've got a couple of things coming down the pipeline that I will talk about on Page Show, which is, of course, a Patreon exclusive show. But maybe you want to wait. Maybe you want to see Event Horizon. It is, of course, coming to the YouTube channel. As of the day that this goes live to the public, tomorrow, Friday at 6 o'clock Eastern Time, Event Horizon is premiering on the YouTube channel. But if you want the ad-free version, go on over to the Patreon. We would love to see everyone get to watch the show no matter which way it is. I just want people to see this show. It's a show that I'm very proud of, a show that everyone who was involved with is very proud of. It was an incredible showing. We are in the standalone era of Mad Bash Wrestling, and we kicked it off with a bang. Also, the matches from the show will be uploaded separately over time over on the YouTube. So if you don't want to watch the whole show, you just want to watch a specific match, we've got that coming to you as well. Very exciting stuff coming down the pipeline with Mad Bash Studios, Mad Bash Wrestling. A couple of things that we can't get into, but I'm telling you, bear with us. They are going to be phenomenal whenever you get to see them. Now, here's what we are going to do. We are going to get into why Jason V does not have a microphone after we hear a word from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Venom Energy. Hey, we've all been there, and there's nothing wrong with admitting to it. Well, what I mean is that we've all hit that midday slump, and we all need a little push to get us through the rest of the day. Well, what better option to give you a pick-me-up than one of the wonderful flavors of Venom Energy? Venom is what gets Mad Bash through those long show days, and we know that it can do the same for you. I'm going to sweeten the pot a little bit for you, too. Yeah, come to our merch table when you see us at a show, and with the purchase of a Mad Bash Wrestling sticker or magnet, you get a Venom Energy drink on us. While supplies last, of course, so you better act quick. We'd like to thank Venom again for sponsoring this episode. Please consume responsibly. Not recommended for children under 18, pregnant or nursing women, or people sensitive to caffeine. This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/MadBash Studios. If you head on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios, you are helping fund the definition of independent. Hundreds of hours of content starting at just $5 a month. You are going to get early, ad-free access to everything that Mad Bash Studios has to offer, on top of exclusive shows starting at just $5 a month. That's less than a cup of coffee a month. You can go on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios, and you can support the dream of being unapologetically creative. Jason James Vendetta. Recently
thought about a middle name.
I just took your shoot middle name.
Yeah, I never thought about a middle name. Maybe I do
like to give people middle names. Like the Dickie Wabash character, his canonical full name is Richard Vivian Wabash.
I always try to think about that, and I'll do it as a bit, and I'll be like, is it Vivian or Evelyn? And then Vivian. I don't want to say the wrong one, so I just never do the bit.
Because whenever you did the 10 years of Dickie thing, you were like, Dickard Aloysius Wabash.
I thought Dickard was such a funny first name.
It is funny.
Like that. Like
funny.
Your full birth certificate name is not Richard. It's Dickard.
Yeah. No, it's Richard Vivian Wabash, Michael Tiberius Madrox, Titmothy Bartholomew Nashville, nice. Joshua Larry Steele.
Larry's good.
Larry is very good.
I think I want Frederick.
Ooh, Jason Frederick Vendetta.
Because one of the one of the inspirations for Jason was Jason Voorhees. The V is actually totally coincidental. The V has more to do with John Bernthal than it does Jason Voorhees, because it came from the Marvel Overpower card game, and the card was called Vendetta, and that's where I got my super tough, double tough, tough name.
Yeah, and you were so tough.
So if I'm doing Jason, maybe I do Freddy in the middle. Maybe that works.
Jason Frederick Vendetta.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's go. Why not? It's canonical. Book it. Anyway, Jason Frederick Vendetta had some technological issues. And I think that it's the MadBash curse, because you're essentially one of the full-time co-hosts of Spot Show now.
Mm-hmm.
And we have been very open about the fact that things always go wrong with our stuff, whether it be technology or scheduling or timing. And you were hit with a technological curse. Go ahead. Give me 10 minutes on it.
I don't know about 10 minutes, but oh, brother. I had 10 minutes in me since back in 1978 with Back Alley Sally. I'll tell you that much.
Oh.
So the last time I was on, you had pointed out that the sound was a little bit off. It wasn't really noticeable, but to a trained ear, then it was kind of noticeable.
Yeah, because
I noticed it too when you pointed it out.
Yeah, just to let everyone know, V and I use the exact same microphone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that, and I don't notice anything right away. Then in the playback, I hear it. You tell me in the when you're doing the editing that you hear a little bit something, and I was like, oh, well, I tried to plug my headphone in, and I heard a little bit of rattling. Turns out the headphone jack on the inside of the microphone fell off, and it was rattling around in there, and it might have shorted something out, messed something up a little bit. And so I was just ready to open it up and just see if I could stare at it until it put itself back into place. I don't know. Check engine light. You go ahead and open the hood. You look down. Engine's still there. What's the problem?
Yeah,
that sort of situation. But then I had to reach out to Holloway, and I said, what are we doing? What can we do with this situation? And he said that the Elgato company, which is where I got this from, even though I purchased on Amazon,
yes,
the Elgato company
we use, for reference, if anyone cares, we use the Elgato Wave 3 microphones, or what we use.
So they said that, or Holloway told me that you go ahead and just contact Elgato, and chances are you can just send it back and show your proof of purchase, and they'll send you a replacement. I was like, there's no way. I bought this thing like a year ago. And then lo and behold, I got a hold of Elgato. They said, yep, just go ahead and send me a photo and a short video showing what the problem is. So I picked up the microphone and go, and they said, yep, that's a problem. So just send it back to us. They paid for the shipping. I sent it off, and it's supposed to be here on Thursday, which is very convenient, since it was just past the window of getting it out to the public. So it needed to be recorded before Thursday in order to be here Thursday, but I don't get the microphone until Thursday. So I'm on my cell phone.
The old Madrock special, as we call it.
But I will tell you, I don't know what my voice sounds like yet. I don't know what the microphone and how the audio quality is compared to the legitimate professional microphone, but the video is so much better. The video is super clear. It's because I'm rocking a Galaxy S25 instead of a laptop webcam from 2019, something like that.
Off mic, I can direct you towards some good webcams if you wanted to futz around with that and get look, a little behind the curtain here. You're essentially one of the main new co-hosts since Madrox has left. So, walk the walk, if you know what I mean.
Hold on, that breaking news, is that shoot?
It's been a touchy subject that I've not really touched on, but I kind of don't see a reality where Madrox is back in the passenger seat anymore.
That's sad.
And that sucks. I just kind of slipped up and said that, but it is what it is. He's got his health issues, and he has always told me, don't let my health issues prevent MadBash from growing. So That's why I'm like, yeah, we're keeping the podcast going. I had come to you, Oliver, and Kid Riot, and I was like, I'm going to cycle you guys out. No offense to either one of them. I love working with both of them, but the chemistry that you and I have is my favorite. And I even told you this. So anyway, all that to say, not saying Madrox is totally gone from the podcast. Hopefully, I would love to have him back. I'd have him back in a heartbeat, but he just he's not in a place where he can podcast for the foreseeable future. So
I understand that. You got to go ahead and get your priorities in check. I mean, this is a passion project. You guys are both all in. You're 100% in with the MadBash gimmick, the whole brand, everything. But like, life happens. Life happens. It's the Jeff Goldblum. Life, finds a way.
But
I don't think that played actually, but I like Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, I do like Jeff Goldblum. You remember The World According to Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah.
That was a good show. It's not on Disney Plus anymore. Yeah, it's sad. My favorite,
because streaming can take away whatever you like whenever they want.
Yeah. Which is why I'm now buying my music and listening to it on an MP3 player, my boy.
We're doing all right.
Anyways, no, like that's why we were actually in the process. And it was a little bit, if this makes me sound like an asshole, I'm sorry. It's just, I'm the boss. So I kind of have to be the asshole sometimes. I had to tell him, like, brother, there's a major difference in production value between us. And we can't consistently keep that up. Like, we need to get you with a more professional podcasting rig. And we were actually in the process of getting all that worked out. And then he, had this recent bout that he's in. But all that to say, you had the microphone because you got it for a different reason that I'm not at liberty to say what it is.
Not yet, but it's getting closer every day.
That's not for me to say. And when you are ready to say what it is, where you can make that announcement or whatever.
What do you guys always talk about? You don't like talking about anything till it's 90% complete, 90% certain?
Yeah, 90% complete. Yeah.
I need to get some confirmation of it. You go ahead and maybe, I don't know, a little bit of confirmation before I can go ahead and talk openly about it.
Yeah. So anyway, you had the equipment and I was like, I've got a microphone here that I'm going to give to Oliver at some point so that when he's on with me, he has a good setup. And then Kid Riot's just Kid Riot. No, I love Nate. I'm just giving you I'm giving you a hard time, brother. But I felt that it's a little bit passable to have someone just using their phone simply if they're not the permanent co-host of a podcast. It's like if I have a guest, and that's how I was treating you guys, is that you were essentially guests. But anyway, with you, I mean, it's fine. It sounds fine, but it's like me being the stickler that I am, because someone has to be the asshole stickler. I prefer a good microphone. JTR have really good microphones. I don't like that they're headsets, though. I don't like that they use headsets, because when I have to do commentary with them, I have to use the headset. I do not like a headset. It works for them. Diner has the microphone that you see on all the podcasts, and those are pretty stout, but they're very good microphones. Those are the next step for us at some point when that happens. But I'm a stickler for it. You know what I mean? Like, it was a little bit annoying that one of us has a really good sounding quality and then the other sounds like he's talking through a tin can. So it was just one of those things where it was a little nitpicky thing. So all that to say, we always thought his
smoke detector was going off. It's like, change your battery, brother.
Oh, it was always him coughing because. So the thing is, like, whenever I'm talking this button, then I have a cough button. And if I need to, I can hit it. And like, I think I proved my point there, but it's
I
like,
didn't know
so
that thing had a cough button.
yeah, you tap the top of it is what it is, you
Mm,
know? But, yeah, so
check it out.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, so he was, and you hear that kicking, and it was just like, it was always so frustrating to me and so annoying. But all that to say, get better, brother.
Yeah.
Now that we're done talking crap about you, but not
Well, with another health update, I got a health update on Cecil. He called in last time we were talking, and he looked like he looked like a vignette, like he was some sort of motivational poster. But he's doing better. He's he's in good spirits. He's getting his life sorted out. A lot of things fell apart really quickly, but he's a trooper. He's one of the toughest people I know, and one of the most stubborn. So he's going to persevere.
When things fall apart very quickly, that is when you really make some changes, and it's always for the better.
Man, I hope he does, though. I hope he does and doesn't just forget about it right away.
Well, you know how he is.
Yep.
So on, and again, he's going to take that the wrong way. I love you, Cecil. With a day that he understands that I legitimately do love him is going to be one of the happiest days of my life.
If he takes it the wrong way, good. Prove us wrong.
Yeah, prove me wrong.
Prove us wrong. Rub our faces in it and be like, look what I did. Look what I did. Look, I changed my life. I changed this. I changed that. And now I'm better. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm the healthiest I've ever been. You know, I got all my kids. Whatever.
Small victories.
Small victories.
So you people with a sharp ear or sharp eye might have noticed that there was no spot show last week. That is because Dickie Wabash was on vacation. Every year, my lovely, lovely family takes a family vacation. This year, we were in Eleuthera, Bahamas. Basically stayed in one of those dating reality show houses. I think you know what I'm talking about.
The Love Island houses.
Kind of. Bum, 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 bum.
I don't know. I've never seen anything but the thumbnail of Love Island, but Cara always wants. She's like, "We should watch Love Island." No,
if you're gonna watch any of them, listen. I can get into a garbage television conversation.
That's right.
You really should watch MILF Manor. MILF Manor is incredible. But anyway, speaking of garbage television, that's kind of something that might be in the works. But mum's the word on that.
Mums and MILFs. Got it.
Mums and MILFs. And sadly, I was not able to backlog a podcast like we have before. So there was no podcast last week. But anyway, we're here because you, ironically, the same week, were on vacation from your real job. And from what you were telling me in our text messages, you actually were very productive during your vacation and got a lot done. And good for you.
Absolutely. First of all, I don't
know how much of that you want to talk about.
But. Yeah, well, I'll tickle it a little bit.
Okay.
But you look like you're wearing a bulletproof vest, and I just keep staring at it.
No, it's a shirt that's a cover of one of my favorite albums, Texas.
Texas. Is that like Alexis Texas?
No, it's the band Sleigh Bells, which I absolutely love. Sleigh Bells.
Nope, don't know anything about that.
Yeah, our theme song.
So I didn't know if you were just trying to prepare for a trip to Danville. You got your bulletproof vest ready and you're good to go.
Brother. Fun little fact about Sleigh Bells. Their song "Wanna Start a Band" is the official MadBash Wrestling theme song. They don't know it, but I love it.
That counts.
Yeah,
that counts.
Anyway, so you want to tickle a little bit here.
Our vacations were worlds apart.
Literally.
Because you take a vacation from your private life, from your professional life, from your life, you know, in the place that you're at, to go somewhere, to go to Bahamas, to go to, I don't know, Florida or something.
Japan.
Well, yeah, I guess that too.
Even though that kind of is going to be some work though, but
that's okay. I do the opposite. Since I'm traveling constantly all day, every day for my real job, then when I have the time off, my favorite thing to do is just stay at home and just like recharge the battery, so to speak.
Because we've talked about it ad nauseum before. I think that at your core, you are a homebody.
I need to be. I want to be. Like, I have so much of this energy is put out there in the public because I got to put on that mask. You know, hey, I'm Chipper. Hey, how you doing today? What's up, buddy? You know, how are the kids? You know, what's the wife doing? I don't know. Whatever small talk. How's the weather going? But all these different things, and so it's nice to be able to just relax and get all that done. And usually, whenever I do have what they call a staycation, hate that word, but that's what people call it. So I'll have my little staycation, and then I'll find all the other things that I need to get done, all the things that I've neglected throughout the year, things on the property, things on the house, things on, you know, whatever, just trying to get things caught up. And this time I actually was able to finally work on a passion project that I've been working on off and on for quite a while. And I'm getting closer and closer every day to finishing it, and then I can do the official announcement. Everybody that's in the know already knows, but I mean, I don't know what your entire audience is, and I don't want to put it all out there just yet. But it's like it's making me feel, man, it's making me feel good. Like I don't have the bug again. I do not have the bug. So Parker, I'm not going to wrestle you.
But he tells me, dude, I think that he brings up at least once a month, dude. I think that if we really talk to him and get him, we could probably do it.
The last couple matches I've seen him do anyway, matches with Devontae, matches with Beef, man, I can't keep up with that kid.
Wait until you see his match with Eric Dillinger from the Gang Wrestles for the Troops. It was so good.
Man, I don't have that kind of energy. I don't. It's like, what's the old saying? We're gonna go ahead and start slow and then taper off from there.
Brother, that's the old Tracy. Brother, we're gonna start off slow and taper off from there.
That's
and the other one is or I'll see you out there. All right. Well, if I'm not out there, start without me.
Yeah. That's how it is. I've started without people before. Harker and I had a tag match where we started the match without a referee. That was fantastic. And the referee, the referee wasn't off work at Best Buy yet, so he couldn't get there. So by the time he got there, it was like 2 minutes before bell time, and Mom was like, "No, we're good now. We already got the plan. We had the audience as the referee." I don't know if I've told this story. This is a different one. They all blur together.
Throwdown, wasn't it?
It was a Thursday night throwdown. Yeah. The first match on the card was myself and Harker Dirge versus Dexter Schwartz and Aaron Matthews,
aka Dickie Wabash's perfect wrestling match.
And Harker just comes out there and he says, "All right, we don't have a referee tonight, so I need you guys to do something for me. I need you to be my referee. Now, you know the rules of professional wrestling. You know, when a man has got his shoulders on the mat, you give him the 1, 2, 3, and if he kicks out, you make sure it's only a 2 count. If they're in the ropes, if they're cheating, you do a 1, 2, 3, 4, and you disqualify them on 5. And like, if we're outside the ring, you go ahead and give us that 10 count. You know how to do this." And then the crowd was into it. They loved it. And then we do an outside brawl, and all 4 of us are on the floor, and the crowd is chanting in unison. And this is a 0-1 Thursday night throwdown. So there's 23 people there. But
on a good night.
On a good night, especially when we got relegated to the unfinished barn that gave Harker the power of Thor. That's a different story. But we have them counting 7, 8, 9, 10. And then they silence and they go, "Boo." It's like, y'all made the count, booing yourselves.
That's funny.
So later on in the night, when Bear St. Pierre is wrestling Randy Ray, then here comes the 4 of us fighting through the front door. We're all wearing different gear. We're wearing different gear. I'm wearing Shank Barzini's tights. Jason V in Shank Barzini's tights, and we're fighting. And during the Bear St. Pierre match, double whip, double reversal, double sunset flip. The crowd, without prompting, 1, 2, 3. Here are your winners. Also, Bear and Randy Ray were there too. But that might be one of my favorite stories, and that's how you get those stories, is because they're in the stupidest situations.
Yeah, there's a lot of those that came from those Thursday shows, man.
Man.
There's a lot of them. So anyway, you're not getting the itch again, but whatever you're doing is satiating the appetite.
Mm-hmm. I've even opened up some channels of communication with Cecil, and I was saying, "Hey, buddy, you need to change some things." Not like we discussed earlier, but I mean, with his wrestling company, he's got a lot of inmates running the asylum, and it's about time he steps up and says, "Hey, there's only one warden here." Did that analogy work?
I think so.
Hey,
yeah, it
man,
really did.
it.
You finally got an analogy. Look at you, brother. Look at you. I'm proud of you.
Hey, that big guy was at your first show.
Oh yeah, Big D.
Big D. He was using my logo. I am a proud salesman of the Big Red product, and I saw you, Big D. I saw what you did, but that's okay.
We can get a sponsorship with them. That'd be cool.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
might be able to do some things.
We'll talk off camera. I'm doing that thing of where I'm talking about behind the scenes stuff in front of the camera. I need to stop that. No, here's the thing. I am happy for you. I'm very, very happy for you because you are someone that I have known for a very long time. We're coming up on 15 years of knowing each other, by the way. Roughly 15 years, 14, 15 years. And I think that you've always been someone who, you talked about that mask, right? And I think that, and this is about to get a little bit deep here, so I maybe apologize for that. And if I'm completely off on anything that I'm saying, then please tell me I'm off. I think you're someone who has always been like, yeah, I'm happy, but in reality, maybe you're not. You just think that you are, or you're portraying that you are. And that's a whole other conversation for another day. But with that being said, in the last 3 or 4 months that I've been talking to you, even though, I've noticed that you seem a lot happier. And I think it's because, again, you're scratching that itch without really putting the ointment on it, if that makes sense.
Yuck. That's a gross analogy.
I tried. But no, like what
tell me I need ointment.
But no, I think that it's like you said, like you just explained this week, and I think that week embodies what I'm kind of talking about here.
Yeah, I can see that. See that with and you're not too far off. So anybody that's been in the business, anybody that's been in wrestling or theater or any of that stuff, where you're playing a character half your life, there is a compartmentalization that you do. And the things that Brian is terrified of, Jason V could do the same, and he would be just fine. The idea, I think I've told you before, but I went to when my daughter was in high school, was at one of those school plays. So I'm there and I'm in the crowd, and there's about 100 people, 150, something like that, in the high school gym, and I'm getting the palpitations, getting the nerves going. I'm getting anxiety because this is Brian in front of a bunch of people, and the mask is off. And I don't like that. But then Jason V had no problem going out in front of 700 people at the military school in Rantoul wearing a Hello Kitty Speedo and rubbing baby oil on Matt Cage.
Yeah.
And no problem whatsoever, because that person isn't real.
I dealt with that in therapy a little bit, of finding the difference between Josh and Dickie. Yeah. And how Dickie has all this confidence, but Josh has none. And I think we've talked about that before on here. Maybe
but
touched on it. Yeah, it's real. It's real.
The reality of it.
And it's like trying to find, I don't want to necessarily call it a balance. Maybe it's a balance. I think it's a balance of, okay, if I have all this confidence as Dickie, why don't I have it when I'm not Dickie? And then the real trick of it. Now, granted, Brian is not walking around in Hello Kitty Speedos with the face paint and all this, doing the Thriller dance. So for you, it's a little bit different. If you look at Josh and then look at Dickie, I've never been a character.
Mm-hmm.
Dickie has never been a character. It's just always been me.
You just did that classic turn it up.
I hate that, but I mean, at the end of the day,
we all hate that because that's the one thing people say. Or just go ahead and turn it up to 11, there, bud.
Yeah, it's because it's a quick cop out.
Yeah,
but I mean, what is Dickie Wabash? He's a big Weezer fan. He's a nerd who loves Weezer. Well, guess what? So is Josh. And I even back when Dickie was a character, we were trying to do this hipster character of what Dickie Wabash is. He was a trust fund kid that was funding a talent agency with all of this money to make people his heavies. Okay, cool. But then I look back on it and I'm like, what about anything that I was doing portrayed that character? A fun story.
Mm-hmm.
I managed Blake Reed on a show where Tommy Dreamer was on it, and he was watching the match. And I go up to him and I'm like, "Sir, do you have any pointers for me?" And he goes, "What exactly is your character?" And I misspoke and said, well, actually, I don't think that I misspoke, because really the character that I was portraying was a sports. I compartmentalized it as a sports agent. And that's really not what Dickie Wabash is. Dickie Wabash Dickie Wabash was, again, a trust fund kid who was using his money that he earned somehow to just sponsor these big heavies around him. That's how I should have explained it. And thrown in he's a hipster as well. But I said sports agent to Tommy Dreamer, and nothing about Dickie Wabash as a sports agent. I was wearing a vest with a t-shirt underneath it, jeans, and 2 mismatched Chuck Taylors. Yeah. That's not a sports agent.
Not the image. No.
Not the image. So that got kind of rambly there. But my point is, the difference between the character and all that, the day that I realized that I've never been a character when I'm Dickie Wabash, was an eye-opening experience for me. But whereas with you, and to be blunt with you, I might actually be in that realization right now. But with you, it's a lot different, because yes, and it was even a joke in the Danville Dreamers 2 documentary. I put Jason V as Brian. And it was one of those things of where you were in the documentary as Brian. And it was really one of the first times that you had appeared on camera as Brian. Yeah. And to hear you talk about this anxiety of like finding Brian, I know that's something that you struggled with for a lot of like probably 2015 through present day, maybe.
More than that.
More than that.
Yeah. It's been off and on my entire life.
Yeah.
Some days I'll feel like, oh yeah, okay, the stars have aligned. This is good. Yeah, this is what I'm supposed to. Nah, that doesn't feel like me. Like, then you got to kind of figure out, who are you? What are you doing right now?
Yeah. So. And that's the trick. I think that everyone goes through that in life of finding out, who are you? What are you? However, us in the wrestling business, we have that little caveat of we're putting on a mask, whether it be a metaphorical mask or a real mask, or like Harker with face paint, Kid Riot with his mask, because here's the thing, like, I'm going to use him again as an example. Oliver, there's no difference between Oliver Kane and Oliver Kane. There's no difference. There's no difference. He is, there's a little bit of a difference, but and
he just turned up to 11.
It's just, I didn't want to say it. But it's just, it is what it is. I think that it's definitely a struggle for people in real life But with us in the wrestling business, it's there's that extra caveat
Mhm.
of not necessarily imposter syndrome, because I don't think it's imposter syndrome. Maybe it is for some people. For me, it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know. It's fascinating, and I would love to see, and maybe there already is one. I think it would be cool for someone to do a character study on it.
Yeah, a deep dive into something like that would be really nice. You hear the negative side of that, of the quote unquote method actors, like the Heath Ledger got too deep into the Joker, and then that caused all his personal
Yeah.
problems. Cat was angry.
What?
And my cat was angry, just scratching at the door. He's like, "You're not supposed to be in that room." But you got the Heath Ledger with his very public Joker issues, and a lot of these other people. Who was that? Evan Peters that did. Wasn't he
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yes.
He got too dark in that character, and he needed to kind of reset and come back out of it. And it's an old Roddy Piper thing. I think he said it on Legends House. But it's just like if you're watching a movie, I think it might have been Al Pacino. Don't quote me on that, but we'll use that for the example. If you're watching Al Pacino's in Scarface, so you're watching Scarface, and then you see Al Pacino out there on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, just walking down the street. You know, he's going over there to Man's Chinese Theater or something. You know that's Al
Yeah.
Pacino. You know it's Al Pacino. That's not Scarface. But when you see Roddy Piper, that's Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
When you see Hulk Hogan, that's Hulk Hogan. You are always these characters, especially in the days when kayfabe was really protected. Then you are always that character, and no matter what you did, you were always going to be seen like that.
Yeah. If you see John Barenthal, it's John Barenthal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's going to yell at you for liking to take naps. But what was I going to say? I think the best example of what you're saying, it's one of my favorite documentaries, Jim and Andy.
I don't know this one.
What Jim Carrey? You've not seen Jim and Andy?
Oh, Jim and Andy. No, okay.
It's the documentary.
I didn't know the name of it. I think I have seen that.
Yeah.
I knew the backstory about how he, method acted into Andy Kaufman like the whole time. Like even backstage, even, cameras are off when he's in his trailer, all that stuff.
Yeah. Like he had a moment, like in the documentary, it shows the guy playing his dad and he's as Andy, like they have like a father-son moment and like they're arguing and it's like, wow, like it was really fascinating, but it was weird. It's weird. I don't understand the method acting of it. It's hard. I tried to do it a little bit when I was doing the YouTube stuff. I had the Wade Dillon character that I played. And I tried to method act a little bit, but I just couldn't do it. It was just like, what are we doing?
Not
here?
For everybody.
No, it isn't. Well, I think that's a good spot ski. I think that was a good little spot show podcast. It's good to be back from vacation. I'm assuming
I snuck in some wrestling. Did you catch that?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about wrestling.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm happy that you got all that stuff done on your vacation. I mean, I would talk about mine, but frankly, there's not a lot to talk about with it because there is nothing in the Bahamas, especially Eleuthera. And it would just be me. I can talk about my sunburn that I got. I got really bad sunburn. That's about it. But yeah, I say we roll into Paige's show a little bit.
Do it.
I say we roll into it. Thank you to everyone for listening this week. I know that we were gone last week. We'll get back on our weekly trend here now that we're getting back into the groove of things. The Japan trip is going to throw a little bit of a wrench into it. But if things work out the way that they are working out, the middle of July is going to be a huge episode of Spot Show Podcast that I think everyone is going to want to hear. We can maybe get into it a little bit on Paige Show. I don't want to jinx it, but something is cooking. Something is cooking here that's going to be really good. You can, of course, find me on Instagram at DWobsEditBay. Hey, here's another thing. I want to plug my Letterboxd. I talked about it last time, I think, but I'm going to start plugging it a little again. Follow me on Letterboxd at DWobs with a Z. Look at my reviews of movies. I've been watching a lot of movies lately. I just signed up for an AMC Stubs membership. So expect me to have a lot of movie opinions coming up here lately. As of the day of the recording tomorrow, I'm finally going to go see Obsession, which everyone is talking about. But when you hear this for the public, I've already seen it. So maybe next week I can get into my thoughts on Obsession. I don't know if that would be something that anyone even cares about.
We're living in the future past.
Past future, brother.
Time is like a flat circle.
Time is a flat circle. Yeah, you can find Jason
you can find me on the weather apps. You can find me at my house looking at 2 different weather streams at the same time. Anytime we're at a 3 out of 5 or higher risk.
I love it. I love that for you. Yeah, that's where you can find him. So everyone that is on the Patreon, we are about to roll into paid show, but everybody else, we will see you down the road on some form of content.